Tonight, pride and protest as some Americans celebrate Columbus Day while others observe Indigenous Peoples Day. For example, in Texas today, it's the first year the city of El Paso is recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day. Members of the Tiga tribe say they want people to think critically about the legacy of Christopher Columbus.
There is original peoples here before who suffered at his hands. So really pushing that education and that mindset that he's not somebody we should be recognizing and holding to such a glorification. It's Indigenous peoples who are still suffering to this day.
Meantime, where we are in Chicago today, a show of Italian pride as Italian Americans called on city leaders to replace a Columbus statue that the city took down after violent protests this past summer. And they say the two holidays can exist together.
We welcome Indigenous people. We want you to have your day. We will march with you, arm in arm, celebrate with you, mourn with you. We just do not believe the day that celebrates your culture needs to come with it a price tag and at the expense of our federal holiday.
News Nation correspondent Brian Enton joining us live with a closer look at protests all around the country today. Brian.
Rob, Columbus Day is, of course, a federal holiday, but whether or not statues like the one behind me in Tampa should stay or go, and whether or not Columbus should be celebrated, have become divisive issues across America. Rioters in Portland pulled down statues of former Presidents Theodore Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln Sunday night. The event was called Indigenous Peoples Day of Rage. It was intended to be anti-Columbus Day, and it turned destructive. Less destructive protests happened across the country at Christopher Columbus statues. Protesters in Tampa put red dye at the base of the Columbus Monument to represent Indigenous people killed.
All we did was just bring education and awareness and some honor to the people that were killed at his hand.
In Chicago, the Christopher Columbus statue was removed by the city this summer after protesters clashed with officers while trying to tear it down.
That statue is a symbol of white supremacy. That statue is a symbol of a history we need to acknowledge but divorce ourselves from.
Someone decapitated the Columbus statue in Waterbury, Connecticut, and Columbus statues were taken down by city leaders this summer in New Haven and Hartford. But some Americans support the Italian explorer. Even with no statue, Italian Americans still came together in Hartford today.
We thought it was very important that the different societies get together this morning and place a wreath there.
16 states observe Indigenous Peoples Day either in addition to or instead of Columbus Day. The National Italian American Foundation says they support Columbus Day and oppose public campaigns advocating for its elimination as a federal holiday. In a statement, the organization says NIAF strongly condemns the defacing of historic memorials and expects elected officials and law enforcement to protect these public memorials from further damage so that a substantive dialogue on their place in modern society can be had. We believe that Christopher Columbus properly represents the important values of risk and discovery that are at the heart of the American dream. In Syracuse, New York, Italian Americans spent Columbus Day trying to save their Columbus statue after the mayor announced plans to take it down.
For the city now to say we're taking it down is really a disservice to the Italian American community, and it's really a slap in the face.
We're trying to be respectful for the Italian community. It's nothing against them, but to us it's been a symbol of oppression.
President Trump signed a proclamation today commemorating Columbus Day. In that proclamation, he wrote that radical activists are trying to undermine Columbus. Live in Tampa, Brian Enton, News Nation.
Thank you, Brian. We want to take a look at some of the history of both Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. Columbus Day celebrates Christopher Columbus's arrival in America. The first recorded celebration took place in 1792 by the society known as the Columbian Order. President Franklin Roosevelt designated the day a national holiday in 1934. Indigenous Peoples Day recognizes that Native people are the first inhabitants of the Americas, including the lands that later became the U.S. In 1977, participants at the United Nations International Conference on Discrimination Against Indigenous Populations in the Americas proposed that Indigenous Peoples Day replace Columbus Day. Some places that recognize that are Berkeley, California, New York City, and South Dakota.